Kenny Omega is our new AEW World Champion, and I still can't believe how it went down. This is your AEW review. What's up, Maniacs? My name is Mex. I'm a wrestling fan, a wrestling enthusiast, a WrestleManiac, if you will. And today we are talking AEW Dynamite. We had the Winter is Coming special. My gosh, was it special? My gosh, was it special? We had, all kinds of things going on in the show, from returns to debuts to absolutely crazy storylines evolving. I was thoroughly entertained. One of the best AEW Dynamite shows we have seen. And we're going to get all into it today on the show. So stay tuned. Right here at WrestleManiac UK, I discuss everything that is WWE and AEW. So if this sounds like the place for you, make sure you click the subscribe button and make sure you hit the notification bell so you get notified each and every time I drop a new video. And whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, please make sure you smash the like button. Give us a thumbs up, please. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get into the review. I'm going to be smiling throughout this entire review, honestly, because, this was a tremendous show. Didn't expect it. From top to bottom, this was thoroughly entertaining. I think we might just get through the rest of the card relatively quickly towards the back end of the card, because that's when some of the real action and real stuff starts to take place, starts to take shape. So big up Alex Harrison up in the chat, nice and early. Let's get into it. Let's just get into it. So the show opened up with the Dynamite Diamond Battle Royale. This is for that Dynamite Diamond Ring. So the last two competitors that are left in the ring was going to be going on to the final next week to face off at each other. And we had some good showings. We saw the back and forth between Sean Spears and Scorpio Sky that has been happening over the last few weeks. Sean Spears was eliminated and then, loaded up the glove with a steel slug to get Scorpio Sky eliminated. We had a really strong showing from the likes of the Inner Circle guys that all kind of banded together. Miro went on a tear through the whole battle royal. I think this is probably one of the best outings he has had since signing for AEW. I must say, I really don't like his attire. I really don't like his ring gear, but that's just me. It was a really, really good show. Good way to open the show. In the end, Miro was eliminated. There was a mix-up between Jungle Boy and Sammy Guevara. They kind of eliminated each other. Orange Cassidy was left in the ring with MJF and Wardlow. Orange Cassidy eliminated Wardlow, which was massive. So next week, we are getting Orange Cassidy and MJF going against each other for the Dynamite Diamond Ring. Like I say, good fun way, kind of, it's always messy when it starts off, but I guess a good fun way to start what was going to be a stacked show. Next up, we had first time ever match, Frankie Kazarian versus Chris Jericho. And Frankie Kazarian's been doing some great work. If you watch Being the Elite, he's been doing some great character work on there for some time now. And Chris Jericho, they put on a really decent match. I think what was being told was obviously the Inner Circle guys that were at ringside, Ortiz and Jake Hager, were kind of trying to cause all kinds of distractions to help Chris Jericho get the win here. And despite all the different distractions around, Kazarian still tried to maintain focus, attack the Inner Circle guys at times, and just try to stay in the match effectively, which he did for very, very long periods. I think at one point MJF came out and MJF tried to throw in the towel for Chris Jericho. Sammy Guevara came out, took the towel off MJF, and I think when Chris Jericho looked up, it looked like Sammy Guevara was going to throw in the towel. So there's some mix up there, and obviously Sammy Guevara and MJF their feud, within the Inner Circle is still kind of continuing here. So the match ended when Kazarian ran into a Judas effect, got pinned 1, 2, 3. The Inner Circle guys got into the ring and continued kind of pushing and fighting each other. Christopher Daniels came out to help Kazarian. But yeah, the Inner Circle guys were really laying into each other. And Chris Jericho has kind of pulled some type of ultimatum that he's going to have next week on the show. We either all get along or we're disbanding this Inner Circle. So I don't expect the Inner Circle to disband. I expect them to all kind of fall in line, stop their bickering, and just get on as friends, or at least as, colleagues within the Inner Circle. But what do you guys think? Do you think they're going to disband, or do you think that the Inner Circle are going to stay together and fix their issues? Let me know down below in the comments. But yeah, the match itself between Kazarian and Chris Jericho, it was a bit meh, just because the story was good, but I felt like, Kazarian's a lot faster than Jericho, so maybe the chemistry wasn't quite there. But yeah, I think the backstory of the Inner Circle guys doing the infighting, that was pretty interesting once that started taking place. Next up on the show, we had Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Don't forget the DMD. She was having a match against Layla Hirsch. So I'm just picking up some of the last comments. Anafi, nice for you to join us, bro. It's looking shaky for Inner Circle. It is. I don't think they will disband, but I guess we'll see how it goes. And Alex Harrison, Inner Circle, still has storyline possibilities, 100%. 100%. I think they're still going to stretch it. MJF just arrived, and I don't think MJF has caused the chaos that he is still yet to cause within the Inner Circle. So this is just good for now, Yeah, so where are we? Layla Hirsch versus Dr. Britt Baker. Layla Hirsch is a real credible wrestler, so it kind of hurts to see her not picking up wins and gaining steam. But I think she's in the right place. They've recognized her ability, and they're putting her in a decent program, or a little match here anyway with Britt Baker. One thing I picked up on in this match: does nobody know what her sidekick's name is? Is it Reba? Is it Rebel? The commentary clearly don't know. They're calling her all kinds of things. Yeah, we need to iron that out because I guess it might even be part of the in-joke of her just being a sidekick to Britt Baker, so no one really even knows her name and stuff like that. Maybe, but yeah, the commentary are calling her two different things, which will lead to the audience calling her two different things. I can't even remember what I used to call her now and what her name should be. So yeah, we all need to just figure that out. In the end, Britt Baker locked, despite Reba's interference and Layla Hirsch fighting her off at times. We saw Britt Baker locking the lockjaw on Hirsch and get the win. I think, again, there's a lot of adverts put in between the women's matches, and I just don't know why is it always the women's matches, especially, this is a division we're trying to build. It has got a lot better in recent weeks. I mean, I'll say that the AEW women's division is on the up, but yeah, I think it still needs something. But we did get an injection of one of our favorites, Thunder Rosa, coming in after the match when I think there was going to be a continued beatdown on Layla Hirsch. Obviously, Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa haven't minced their words and have been arguing back and forth on social media, in the ring for the past couple of weeks. So Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker is definitely going to be on the horizon very soon. Can't wait to see that one. I think Thunder Rosa adds a lot to the AEW women's division. And then I think when Reba came in to help, Layla Hirsch got back in. So maybe we might even see a tag match, Layla Hirsch and Thunder Rosa versus Reba and Britt Baker sooner rather than later. But yeah, I think they just need to give these women's matches more time, stop putting adverts in between them, and then we'll be good. Whilst we're on the women, we had a backstage promo by Shida. And this is the most character work I have ever seen Shida do, yeah? She was backstage with Alex Marvez and she was being asked about, Abaddon took the title, etc., put her blood, licked it, whatever the case is, and you didn't do nothing. Are you scared of Abaddon? And Shida came across like she was scared, you know. She was really playing up to the whole, yeah, you know, no, I wasn't scared. I was just a bit confused. And, you know, I think something happened, something dropped in the background and she jumped and it's like, oh, what was that? Blah, blah, blah. Good character work from Shida. It was good. She, you know, she just hasn't had the opportunity to kind of sell herself and show herself in this light as champion. I don't think that the championship is going to go to Abaddon anytime soon. Abaddon is in action next week. Shida probably just needs to face her fears and overcome Abaddon, but that would it's just something for Shida to do in the meantime, you know, whilst they build up whoever the next contender is going to be for the women's championship. But yeah, I think I'm highlighting it because it's the first time we've seen any kind of character work out of the champion, which is just crazy to say, but you know, it is what it is. D12 has said in the comments, thanks for joining us, bro. Women's division is getting better, but needs a big star. Definitely. They have a lot of good talent, but still no big star. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Are we forgetting anybody? Yeah, they probably do need a name. Where do people sit with Tessa Blanchard joining? Let me know in the comments. Where do people sit? Because I know, I think Tony Khan said he's not very keen on her joining because of her past. But it will be interesting to see what generally people think. I think they could do with somebody like her. Yeah, I think, you know, her dad's there as well, so maybe that can help keep her in line with her future misdemeanors. But who knows? Let's see. We're gonna get onto the tag match in just a second, but before we do, guys, I appreciate you being here. Just do one thing for me and please smash the like button, whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube. Smash the like button, it does loads for the channel and I thoroughly appreciate it right here at WrestleManiac UK. Let's get on with the tag match. Cody Rhodes and Darby Allin versus Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs. I said I wouldn't call him that, but it is what it is, man. This was an interesting match and it was in terms of good action. But one thing I noticed here, yeah, why is Darby Allin, the champion, being the one just completely beat down in the ring and the hot tag is given to Cody? I understand Cody is physically bigger than Darby Allin and it is probably more believable. But at what point do we start treating this smaller guy, so to speak, in Darby Allin as a champion? You know, we can't just be, okay, he's a smaller guy, he has to take the beating and pass it on to Cody and Cody gets all the limelight. Cody makes his entrance after the champion. Like, when do we actually treat him, Darby Allin, as the champion? Because he's not getting treated as champion in the match. You know, he got the pin. Fair enough. He got the pin over Ricky Starks in what was a very good match. Just to talk more about the match, again, we saw just brute force throughout the match by Powerhouse Hobbs. They are really treating him very, very well. And he's looking like, you know, a future star. If anyone that, you know, they've got stock in Powerhouse Hobbs, 100%. So he looks very, very good throughout the match. In the end, like we said, Darby Allin got the win with a pin on Ricky Starks. Now, the way Darby Allin pinned him, one of Ricky Starks' shoulders wasn't on the mat. So I'm not here to be a stickler for rules and everything, but, you know, the camera was blatantly showing Ricky Starks one shoulder off the mat when he was pinned. Anyway, like I said, I don't think Darby Allin should be holding such long beatings in the ring, especially in a tag match. He should be made to be the guy that's going to receive the hot tag and go on a run. He is the champion, you know? So, yeah, maybe something there to consider. Just going back to our conversation on the women's division, D12 has put here, bringing Tessa over would put AEW's women's division on the map. So that is the kind of the big conversation about the women's division. And he's also said it's probably part of the story in terms of why Ricky Starks' shoulder wasn't on the mat. Yeah, that could be, you know, you won't be surprised if Ricky Starks comes out next week and goes, my shoulder wasn't down, you know, you didn't actually win, etc., etc. But yeah, I think it was just too blatant down the barrel of the lens that, you know, or his shoulders aren't on the mat. So why is this actually continuing or ending, should I say, as a match, as a contest? But yeah, that was a pretty decent match. We had obviously the big angle coming out of this match after the pin. Obviously, we had Brian Cage then came down to the ring to help continue to beat up Cody and Darby Allin. We then had Dustin Rhodes come down to the ring and try and help his brother's team as well. That was all, you know, got into a whole big melee, a whole big mess. Taz was directing traffic in the ring. Will Hobbs was about to lay out Cody with the FTW championship again when the arena went to black. We saw some of the winter is coming footage. The minute I saw a crow in the footage, I dropped everything I was doing. My eyes were glued to the screen, rightly, because Sting came out. Sting making his AEW debut. It had been rumored for maybe about a month now. I think all his stuff got taken off WWE Shop and all of that kind of stuff. Sting is AEW, and he came into the ring. The heels scattered. He came to the ring. He looked at Dustin Rhodes. He looked at Cody Rhodes, who, you know, the commentary was letting us know that this is Cody's childhood hero. If not for his father, it is Sting. And then he also looked at Darby Allin, the guy that is often referred to as the new age Sting, especially with the face paint and stuff like that. Anafi's just chipped in here. Top 5 surprises of all time. It was up there, 100%, bro. It is up there. You know, I haven't seen anything like it, and I really like the way they use the Titron to kind of sell the winter is coming thing, and then threw in the crow, and then threw in Sting. Like, it was a complete curveball. I love the snow of the entrance. I love how Sting comes out so slow, marauding his way out, picks the bat out of the trench coat. It was brilliant. It was amazing. You know, this is what it's about being a wrestling fan. I was saying this on Twitter the other day. All this conversation about who's better, this, that, and the other, just enjoy what we get. And this was absolutely brilliant. He has signed a multi-year deal to AEW. I don't particularly want to see him wrestle, if I'm honest, but I am very interested in what he's going to be doing. And he's got like a talking segment next week where he's going to break his silence and probably let us know what he is doing in AEW. So yeah, another hurrah to Sting. 19 years later, Sting is back on TNT and back in wrestling in a top promotion. And yeah, can't wait to see where this is gonna go. Guys, last but not least, the AEW World Championship match, Jon Moxley versus Kenny Omega. We've been talking about it all week long. This is surely one of the most anticipated matches this year. Don Callis was back on commentary. He was obviously on commentary at Full Gear for Kenny's World Title Eliminator, number 1 contender, whatever that whole thing was called, match with the Hangman, Adam Page. Don Callis was back on commentary, and him and Moxley had a really, really stellar match. I'm just reading some of the comments in here. Anafi, hate to say it, but I want to see him wrestle. You know what? There's a part of me that wants to see something, maybe some physicality. I don't know if I want to see him have a whole match, only because obviously what happened in WWE with his injury, like, I'm just kind of cautious about that. But yeah, I'm happy to see him. Let's put it that way, and let's see if something develops worthy of going into an actual match, a program with somebody. Back to Moxley Omega, man, physical. Omega was trying to have, you know, an actual match in the ring, but he wasn't shy to get into Moxley's world and have that match on the outside, have that brawl on the outside. These two were just something else, and it is like you're watching A and B of wrestlers in terms of number 1 and number 2, A and B. This was just a great performance, great story told. Obviously, we know how bitter the rivalry is getting into this. With the finish, it's only going to get worse. Like, that's 100% right. But we're going to get to the finish in just a second. We had a spot in the match where Kenny Omega got back into the match and got drilled with a paradigm shift immediately from getting back into the ring. Moxley didn't cover him. Moxley left the ring. Moxley went and got 2 chairs, threw the 2 chairs into the ring. People thought, oh, is he going to use the chairs, get disqualified, and he will retain his championship that way? No, Moxley laid out the chairs, stacked them up, opened them, sat down on one, told Kenny Omega to sit his ass on the other one. Hit me. These two started laying into each other, sitting on the chairs. Just absolutely crazy stuff. Like, these are mad men. Like, they've lost it up here. The match continued, spilled out to the outside again. This is the point where it got the match took a turn for the worse. There was if I'm correct, was it a suplex that Moxley done to Kenny Omega into what was the heater of, heat in the arena, because as they were saying, it was very cold in the arena on the night. And I think Omega was like holding his head, nursing injuries. No one was quite sure what was wrong with him. Referees came down, doctors came down. Don Callis left commentary and came down to check on his family as they were selling to us throughout the night. Moxley kind of stampeding around the ring, not knowing what to do with himself. Eventually, he got Omega, threw Omega back into the ring, and was going to kind of continue the beating. Don Callis went and got a microphone, and he was telling the referee, like, no, stop, like, wait, hold on. He needs to kind of regroup. Omega needs to regroup. Moxley attacked Don Callis, knocking him down. And as Don Callis went down, the microphone he was speaking on got thrown into the ring, with the referee trying to treat Don Callis and tell him, look, don't get involved, step away, blah, blah, blah. Omega saw this as an opportunity, and what was meant to be a gentleman's match, a clean match with no nonsense. This is what Omega said: a clean match, no hardcore stuff. We're going to have a proper match. Omega took the microphone and busted open Moxley. Middle of the eyes, microphone to the middle of the head. Moxley bleeds immediately. Must have cut himself, or Omega must have hit him hard enough. Bleeds immediately from the middle of his head. Anafi has said it here. V-trigger galore. There was about 4 or 5 V-triggers that followed this. The minute Moxley got back to his legs, got back on his feet, you saw Omega pull down the knee pad. V-triggers, literally about 4 of them. This had put, obviously, Moxley into a state of shock. Didn't know where he was. You saw Omega prepare for the one-winged angel, laid him out with a one-winged angel in the middle of the ring, and you guys know the rest. You don't get up from the one-winged angel. 1, 2, 3. Kenny Omega is our new AEW World Champion. Amazing stuff. Callis gets into the ring, holds Omega's arm with the championship aloft, and it's like, we have to go, like they're in a rush. Callis, that is what could I call him? A guest on AEW, is dragging practically Omega through the entire back building. Like, I was laughing my head off that he knew the way out to the exit to the car park. Dragged Omega through. Let's go. We need to go. They get to the car park area. Alex Marvez is there. It's like, you just won. You're not sticking around for the celebrations or anything like that. He goes, Callis was basically saying, like, no, we're not sticking around. All will be explained on Tuesday. Alex Marvez, well, Dynamite's on Wednesday. And it's like, all will be explained at Impact Wrestling on Tuesday. Like D12 says, I was holding my head in disbelief, bro. I didn't believe what was going on. Impact. Oh my God. Even me saying it now, I'm like, I'm shocked. I am completely shocked. This is the landscape changing. Tony Khan said this a matter of weeks ago. The landscape is going to change. And we've been watching each episode of Dynamite and thinking, okay, the landscape ain't changed yet. The landscape definitely hasn't changed yet. And tonight, my God, the landscape has changed. Omega is going to address the world about his AEW World Championship win, his partnership with Don Callis on Impact Wrestling. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. But yes, the door is open. Absolute Mazza, bro. It was a moment. And you know, like D12 is saying here, it has opened the door for the likes of Motor City versus Young Bucks. The Impact AEW connection partnership, it's here. I guess we're gonna have to watch Impact. We are. I will hold my hands up and tell you guys now, I have never watched Impact in my life. I've never watched one episode of Impact in my life. From time to time, I know what's going on there. I see clips. I might watch YouTube videos, but I've never watched Impact in my life. But come Tuesday, we might have to watch Impact. This is crazy. Kenny Omega is the world champion. He's run away with the EVP of Impact Wrestling, and they are going to address the world at Impact on Tuesday. Not the show that Kenny Omega is the EVP of, the show that Don Callis is the EVP of. We might have to be watching Impact on Tuesdays now. It is absolutely crazy. But this is what it's about. They're going to have the world of wrestling talking for the next week again. Omega's had it talking for the last week with his lead up to the match against Moxley, and they're going to have us all talking about this again for another week until we see what Kenny Omega has to say on Impact. Absolutely crazy. Never thought in my life I would see anything like this. But, you know, Kenny Omega has never been one that has been shy to work with other companies. He said that. He's even said he's willing to work with WWE, you know, if the deal and everything was correct. I think Don Callis once upon a time said if it wasn't for AEW, Omega was leaving Japan to come to Impact. So let me breathe. I can't believe it. It's brilliant for us as fans. It's brilliant for the landscape of wrestling. You know, if we're gonna get that interchangeable roster, we might see a couple of our favorites from Impact popping up on AEW and vice versa. You know, this is what we want. And yeah, let's not forget that final shot of Moxley laying in the ring. Moxley is not finished. Don't be surprised if Moxley turns up on Impact on Tuesday as well. Don't be surprised. Do not be surprised. He's gonna have a lot to say about this, because he's been tricked effectively. But you know, whilst we're here, big up Moxley. Moxley has had a phenomenal first run as a champion. Of course, it's been very hard with the pandemic, as well as, you know, his missus being sick and him having to stay away for a while at times. He's done a lot. He's raised his stock a lot, in my opinion. I never thought that this was, you know, Dean Ambrose once upon a time when he came into AEW. This is how high and how well he could deliver once the chains are off. I never saw that coming. So, yeah, big up Moxley. Big up Kenny Omega, Don Callis, all the guys in AEW that have made this partnership happen. I'm looking forward to it. And like I said, we might have to watch on Tuesday. And Arfi here with a good point. We still don't know who attacked Moxley backstage. Is it Don Callis? Is it Don Callis? It might be. Boy, it might be, you know. It might actually be Kenny Omega now. My guess was Kenta. Obviously, he should be facing Kenta for the US Championship in New Japan, but it might very much be Don Callis right now. Guys, it's been amazing. That was AEW Dynamite. Winter is coming. It has been amazing. What a show! What a ending! You know, I'm about to say I'll be here next Wednesday for the AEW review again, but we might have to review Impact. We might be reviewing Impact. Who knows? Guys, if you enjoyed the review, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Give us a like, whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube. The likes are thoroughly appreciated by myself. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I drop a new video. Thanks to everyone that's been in the chat today. D12 and Arfi, thanks for sticking around. Kenny Omega, AEW World Champion, and he's going to let us know all about his relationship with Don Callis on Impact Wrestling. I can't stop saying it. Guys, we will be please review Impact. We will see. WrestleManiac UK signing out, and I'll see you.